DMV, what up, what up, what up? Another season predictions presented by the smartphone general manager slash role warrior. You know, I'm always on the go, so I had to take a little temporary break, but I'm back. With that being said, we are featuring the Washington No Name Commanders, whatever you want to say, new ownership, Josh Harris and uh, you know, uh, Magic Johnson. With that being said, the Commanders, they have a viable roster. With the new ownership, they gonna see they got a new offensive coordinator, Eric Bieniemy. He just gonna prove if everything gonna be good. With their offense, they either gonna see if Sam Howell is their franchise quarterback, or they just gonna tank with him. They gonna stick with him, or they gonna draft another quarterback in this top heavy draft coming up with probably what they gonna do. So they probably tanking anyway. So that's why they said he gonna start. So next year they probably get a new coach, with the new ownership, new GM, new head coach, new face of everything, with the, just fresh everything. They trying to get the people back pumped, out there. So they're gonna be like, hey, we ready to go. With that being said, they got a strong D-line. They have a strong secondary. I'm not too fond on their linebackers on defense. On offense, their offensive line is real shaky, but they offensive weapons is kind of pretty good. Terry McLaurin, Curtis Samuel, Jahan Dotson, I'm very high on him. Dynamic Brown actually played with Sam Howell at UNC. So with that, Logan Thomas at tight end, running back Antonio Gibson with the other dude that got shot. I'm very viable with a roster. So starting off in week 1, I do have them blowing out the Cardinals. I think Cole McCoy gonna start. The only person on the offense that's is good is Hollywood Brown. That's pretty much it. Nobody else. Maybe Zach Ertz. He's a little old. But with that being said, they start off with a win. And then week 2 at Broncos, going to Mile High is kind of a tough place to play with the humidity. The low air pressure or whatever. So I think Sean Payton's going to turn that franchise around. So I do have them losing that one. Week 3 versus the Bills. Come on, it's the Bills. They one of the top contenders. So tough to play them early, but that's another loss. And then week 4 at Eagles, divisional rivals. It's going to be ugly, but I have them losing that one. And then week 5, the Bears. I do think the Commanders could probably win this one, but I'm going to give it. I think the Bears are going to win this one on a short week. But if any game, I would say this one, but I'm going to give them a loss for right now. And then week 6 at Falcons, I think they could beat the Falcons, but I'm going to give it to the Falcons because they at home. So I think last year they didn't really lose a lot of home games, so I'm going to give it to them. And then week 7 at Giants, divisional rival. I'm very high on Brian Daboll, great coach, all that stuff. So I have them losing. Man, they lost like 5 straight, but then they get a W. Week 8 versus the Eagles, they split them. They split them season split with the Eagles. And then they go back to losing, Bill Belichick versus week 9 at Patriots. Bill Belichick don't lose to young quarterbacks very often, so he confused them or whatever. So I have the Patriots winning that one. And then week 10 at Seahawks. Lumen Field is a tough place to play. Geno might not even have the greatest game, but I think the Seahawks at home win. Week 11, they season split with the Giants. Nothing, just, seeing a divisional rival 2 times in a few weeks, you get to pick up on that game or whatever. And then week 12 at Cowboys, lose. The Cowboys are one of the top teams in the NFC. And then week 13 versus the Dolphins, I'll take the Dolphins. I'm sorry. Tyreek Hill is like a blazer. Week 14, bye. Late bye, like they vying for the playoffs. That's crazy. And then coming out the bye, I could see them beating the Rams, but Sean McVay is a good coach as well. Maybe they win a few games in the back end. Maybe they tank. I'm not sure, but I think they lose this one going to the Rams' house. And then week 16 at Jets. The Jets got Aaron Rodgers. They got a good defense too, a good young quarterback. Good players. A young quarterback going versus Robert Saleh. He probably confused them as well, so I have them losing that one. And then Kyle Shanahan definitely, playing the 49ers versus, his old job or whatever. So I think the 49ers going to beat them. And then week 18, I do have the Cowboys sitting their starters and they get a win. I'm sorry, it gets ugly now that Dan Snyder is gone for the Commanders. I have them projected as 4-13, possibly 6-11. With new ownership, they need to get a good top 10 pick. Get a quarterback, maybe Drake May, maybe Knicks, maybe. I don't think they're gonna be viable for the dude from Caleb Williams. I'm sorry, because he going number one. So they could get him at maybe like 2 or 3, possibly. It depends, because I don't know if the Cardinals get the number 1 pick, they trade Kyler and take Caleb Williams, or how that would work. But I don't want to speculate. But with that being said, it gets ugly before it gets pretty. New ownership, they probably clean house, probably get a new head coach, new quarterback and everything, to start their own regime, make it good, get back thriving, energetic. All that being said, like and subscribe, more content on the way.